Wow, dear listeners of literature books, a special novel, play, short stories, and different poems. Okay, welcome in my YouTube as well as to listen different stories, special story books. Today, I you a book or a short story, a novel by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie from Nigeria. Half of a Yellow Sun is the book by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This book reflects the Nigeria become independent from Great Britain in the year of 1960. This book reflects on Nigeria and Biafra civil war, lasted from 1967 to 1970, and was marked by extreme starvation and ethnic violence. Ethnic tensions fostered by the British played a major role in the war. The majority of eastern Nigeria was comprised of Igbo peoples, and this area succeeded to create Biafra. The half of a yellow sun is a symbol of the Republic of Biafra, appearing on both its national flag and the military uniforms. This novel follows the course of Nigerian Biafran civil war through the experiences of ex-col Igbo characters Olana, Odenibo, Kainene, and Ugu. Half of a Yellow Sun is told in the third-person point of view in four parties. Each chapter marks a change in point of view, shifting between Ugu, Olana, Ozobia, and Richard Churchill. Part 1 and 3 take place in the in the year of 1960s. Part 2 and 4 take place in the late of 1960s. The primary purpose of these divisions is to draw comparison between the life of privilege led by characters in the 1960s and the poverty of war depicted in the late 1960s. It also marks a series of sexual infidelities committed by Odenibo, Olana, and Richard that take place during part 3. In part 1, 13 years old Ugu leaves his village to work for Odenibo, a revolutionary university professor at his large home in Nsukka. Shortly thereafter, Olana, daughter of West Nigerian chief, comes to visit Odenibo. Ugu learns she will soon be moving in. Ugu is initially jealous of Odenibo, affection for Olana, but eventually grows into a friendship with his master lover. Olana is apprehensive about moving in with Odenibo, fearing she would fall out of love with him. She refuses to marry him, but eventually tries to conceive a child with him. Olana's standoff-ship twin sister Kainen runs her father's business in Port Harcourt. Savivi, Richard is shy Englishman striving to write a book about Nigeria. He feels disconnected from his community of racist expatriates in Nigeria. He is immediately taken by Kainene. When the two meet at a party, they begin an affair that lasts throughout the novel. In part 2, we learn that something has happened to create unhappiness between Odenibo and Olana, that they were separated for a time, and that they now have a daughter, baby. Throughout these characters, a series of disturbing events occur that mark the beginning of war. Richard witnesses the mass shooting of Igbo people. Olana witnesses a similar massacre in her cousin's village while visiting her former lover, a Hausa man named Muhammad. The trauma leaves her unable to work for a time. Biafran independence is declared. Odenibo Olana and Ugu flee Nsuka, while Kainene and Richard remain in Port Harcourt. Part 3 details the affair had by Odenibo. Olana and Richard. Odenibo's mother tricked him into sleeping with her servant Amala, who becomes pregnant. Olana, overcome with grief, goes to bed with Richard after a night of drinking. Olana eventually forgives Odenibo and adopts Amala's unwanted child. Kainene is enraged upon learning of Richard's infidelity. She burns his manuscript, but the two end up forming a stronger bond than before. Part 4 sees the horrors of war and starvation first-hand as Olana, Onedibo, and Ogu are moved to increasing wars refuge campers. Ogu falls in love with refugees named Eberechi. While walking with her, he is forced into the Biafran army, where he participated in the race of a bar waitress. This experience haunts him, particularly when he returned to his family and learned his sister was raped in a similar manner. That is the synopsis of the novel titled as The Sun, titled as The Half of a Yellow Sun, Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Dear listener, this novel, A Half of a Yellow Sun, was a national symbol of Biafra, a native secession state in Nigeria. Adichie used the symbol of half of a yellow sun to title her historic fictions of the Biafran War as a homage to the agents of the Nigerian and the Biafran people. The prominent themes in Half of a Yellow Sun are change, the efficacy of academia in everyday life, female empowerment, the politics of war, and colonialism. To a lesser extent, Adichie's novel also explores love, marriage, and traditional family structures. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's Half of a Yellow Sun highlights the humanity of the people that suffered the Biafran War. Adichie's novel also legitimates the voice of non-Western voices in the sphere of international journalism. Half of a Yellow Sun, as I said, is Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie second novel, published in the year of 2006, was awarded the Orange Prize, now is known as Women's Prize for Fictions. Okay, that is the end of the novel, or the short summary of the novel, Half of a Yellow Sun. Thank you for listening to me. My name is Teacher Kaligo Njige, or Teacher Kadonji, the man of literature and the young African writer from Shinyanga, Tanzania, East Africa. Thank you for listening to me.